The drilling rig groaned like a dying beast, its steel teeth biting into the sacred marble above. Dust rained down on Aris and Elena as they pried open the modern hatch. "If we stay, we're buried," Elena shouted over the mechanical roar. They dropped into the cold, blue-lit void. The chamber was a high-tech sanctuary hidden within ancient brick. Server racks hummed, their LEDs blinking like malevolent eyes. Aris grabbed a hard drive connected to the central hub. "This is it," he gasped. "The heart's memory. We have exactly 60 seconds to vanish." Above them, the drill bit punched through the ceiling, showering the room with sparks. The lead keeper, the man in the dark suit, peered through the jagged hole. He didn't fire. He simply pointed. Two tactical divers began to rappel down the opening, their movements silent. The sewer line. Elena pointed to a drainage pipe at the back of the vault. It was a narrow, filth-encrusted tunnel that dated back to the Cloaca Maxima. It was a disgusting exit, but it was the only one. They scrambled inside just as the first mercenary hit the floor. The pipe was a claustrophobic nightmare. Aris could hear the splash of boots behind them. The keepers weren't giving up. The tunnel sloped downward, leading them deeper into the bowels of the city. The air grew thick with the smell of stagnant water and old iron. Suddenly, the pipe opened into a vast underground cistern. The water was waist-deep and freezing. "Look for the light," Aris urged, holding the drive above his head. In the distance, a faint orange glow flickered, a street lamp reflecting through a storm drain. They waded through the murky water, their muscles screaming from the cold. Behind them, the beam of a high-powered flashlight swept across the brickwork. The mercenaries were gaining. Elena found a rusted ladder leading upward. "Go, Aris. I'll block the hatch." Aris climbed with desperate strength, his fingers slipping on the slimy rungs. He reached the top and heaved the heavy iron grate aside. He emerged in a quiet side street near the Theatre of Marcellus. He reached back down, pulling Elena up just as a hand grabbed her boot. She kicked free, and they slammed the grate shut, jamming it with the crowbar. They didn't stop to catch their breath. They sprinted toward the river, the shadows of the city their only protection. The roar of the drilling rig was now a distant, muffled thud. They reached the Garibaldi Bridge just as the sun began to bleed over the horizon. The Tiber looked peaceful, hiding the chaos beneath its surface. Aris looked at the drive. "The world is going to wake up to a different Rome today," he said, his voice a hoarse whisper. Elena checked her phone. The keepers had already scrubbed the digital records of their existence. To the world, they were dead. To the Brotherhood, they were ghosts with a nuclear secret. "We need to get to the embassy," she replied, before the narrative resets. A black sedan appeared at the end of the bridge, but it wasn't the keepers. A door opened, and a woman in a military uniform stepped out. "Dr. Thorne? Dr. Petrova? We've been waiting for the signal." It was the Italian intelligence service. The game had just expanded. As they climbed into the car, Aris looked back at the ruins of the Forum. The drilling rig was being dismantled, the site cleared as if nothing had happened. But the drive was warm in his hand, a piece of the serpent's heart that wouldn't stop beating. The car sped away, disappearing into the morning traffic. They had escaped the rig, but the chase was far from over. Rome was a city of layers, and they had just peeled back the most dangerous one. The truth was out, and there was no going back to the silence.